Hi, everyone. I'm Casey Ehrlich, and welcome to Parenting PDA Your Way. If you tuned in 12 minutes ago, we had some technical difficulties, so we're starting again. I am a mom of two PDA kids and the founder of At Peace Parents, and every Friday, almost every Friday, once a week, I coach a parent of a pathologically demand avoidant child or teen. This is to help the parent make more progress towards stability and peace in their home. In doing so, my goal is to support them to learn new skills and bring non-judgment, compassion, and maybe a little humor to the trickiest of situations that we all face. Welcome, and let's get started. Hello.
Hi. Hello. Now I can hear you. Thank you.
Hey, we're doing it.
Yes.
Nadine, where are you tuning in from?
I'm from Switzerland.
You're from Switzerland?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Is it snowy there?
Is it what?
Snowing? Snowy?
No, it's raining.
It's raining. Okay. It's
We have today 10 degrees. It's quite warm.
Oh, interesting. Okay. It's very cold and snowy here in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, and sorry for the tech difficulty earlier, but I'm super happy you're here. And I have your question here that you submitted, and I'm happy to read it, or you can state your question.
Mm-hmm. You can read it, and I can say something to it. That's the best, I think.
Awesome.
I don't remember how exactly I defined the question, so it's better you read it.
Okay, sounds good. And you can add context if you want.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You said, PDA girl controlling in the evening, the other family members aren't allowed to go to their bedrooms. Or when she's in the kitchen, no one can enter the kitchen. The family life is very dominated through that, but otherwise there are huge meltdowns. She is heading out of burnout slowly, but still rarely leaves the house.
Yeah, that's exactly what is actually, it's for us, it's very controlling. And it's like, if she's in a room, you cannot enter the room, or you cannot touch anything or move a subject. Because it's like, I have the feeling it's like a photo in her head, how she put everything. And then if you want to tidy up the kitchen after a big cooking action of her, then she gets a meltdown. So you have to wait until she left the room and went into another room. Then you can start tidying up. And for me, it's the same topic, because if we are in the upper level where are our sleeping rooms, if you come up the stairs on the right side, it's her sleeping room. If she's already in her room, you cannot pass by her room in our sleeping room. On the other side, on the left side, is the one of the sister, and there is like a household room. So there you can enter, but actually you cannot pass her room to your own sleeping room. It's not you cannot, you can, but you force a meltdown. And this is for us quite dominating in the evening, because someone has to tidy up the kitchen. It's her, actually it's the only thing that brings her to do something or to come into a flow. She's 10 years old, and she's in burnout in October. The only thing she does is cooking and baking. And she's making a big chaos. But I notice in this flow of doing this, she feels fine, and she feels like she can do something with a result. So we let her do this because we think it's good for her. But in the end, we have to cook dinner or lunch, and if she's cooking, it's actually not possible without a meltdown. And if we want to go to our sleeping room, it's the same. We avoid these meltdowns in the evening, because the sister, she's 12 and she's in a new school, and she's fine, has friends, but also she wants to sleep somewhere at 10 in the evening or something. And if we don't avoid this, then she cannot sleep, and then she's stressed, cannot sleep until midnight, and so we have a mattress in the other side of the of the upper floor. So sometimes I sleep in the laundry room or in the room of my other daughter. It's not always disturbing, but it's also not like always wanted like this. I miss my bed,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
husband as well. The
Yeah.
mattress is it's not well for my shoulder, and it's all okay for 1 or 2 nights. But if it's like weeks or months, it's frustrating. We
Yeah.
have snacks everywhere. If we cannot enter the kitchen, I have a microwave in the upper where we can do noodle soups or warm up something, and we eat in the room of the sister. We can help each other not to have meltdowns and crying, yelling around. But yeah, she's controlling the rooms, actually. It's like a lot of autonomy that she needs.
Yeah. Okay. So sounds like a really hard situation. Being controlled is very, very difficult.
Yes.
Completely understand this. Just this week, I had my own little meltdown because I was being controlled so much in my own home with my son, who was coming out of burnout, and my husband was not home, and I was trying to do work, but I was unable to do it because of the level of control. And so it is extraordinarily frustrating, inconvenient, to say the least, and I completely understand how this feels. Would it be okay if I asked you some questions just to get more context? Okay. So your daughter's 10, and you said she went into burnout in October of 2025.
September, October. In this autumn, the last autumn.
Yeah. So what did that look like? Like, how did you know she was in burnout? So normally a parent recognizes it by like 3 things. A basic need is impacted to the point where they're worried, right? Not just picky eating, but restrictive or sleep, toileting, hygiene, or basic needs. Second would be every interaction besides school or screen would result in nervous system activation. So in this case, the controlling is very much an equalizing behavior, which is nervous system driven. So it sounds like that's pretty constant. And then the third is often not being able to access things that they used to, like leaving the house, going to school, etc. So can you tell us a little bit more what that looked like for your family?
Yes. Well, we started to notice that she has big difficulties to leave the house. She couldn't go to school anymore, and she has troubles with basic needs, with brushing teeth. I'm very worried about that. She can shower just very now and then, not very often. And at the beginning of October, she had also sleeping troubles. I don't know how long she was awake in the night. We cannot turn off the lights. This makes her aggressive. I have smart lights now where I can use an app to turn it off somewhere in the night so she doesn't hear the click. And she had trouble sleeping, and she couldn't leave the house. She was quite aggressive. Actually, just when she was in the same room with us, she was already actually triggered. The best was actually not being in the same room with her, in the same apartment or house, but actually going out of her way, because she was actually a lot of angry. And she couldn't leave the house anymore. She has developed some constraints, or we don't know if it's repetitive behavior. It's quite hard to see what it is. She's very. She was very restricted with eating, and she started actually only to eat what she's made by herself.
Okay.
So then she's starting with this cooking and baking thing. She couldn't sit at the table with us to eat, like this, actually. And she had still a diaper in the night, and she couldn't put it on anymore. So we had a wet bed, completely wet every night or every morning. And actually, she doesn't let us to go into the room and change it. But we always have to wait a moment when she's not in the room and enough in the flow in the kitchen, for example, to change the bed and wash it every day.
Yeah, that's so hard.
Always. Yes. No shower, actually, no brushing teeth. She cannot not very well put on clothes, so she was running around quite naked. Yes, that's what I defined as she entered burnout. Then she tried to go to school in August and beginning of September, and there were really horrible situations for her. And this made it so worse, like every day, actually. So that after autumn break, she couldn't go anymore.
Yeah.
Now she leaves the house like once per week or like this. She has one hobby where she goes. This she actually nearly every week she made it, but with like 2 hours before starting to prepare. And it's quite hard to leave the house, and we are always late. And yes, and to come back is also hard. When she's there, it's fine, but to come back out of the car, she takes 10 minutes or 15 until she can go out of the car. And yes, the constraints she has is like that she's always doing the way she wants to walk like 3 times if she wants, or 4. If she wants to move up the stairs or down, she runs back and like this, or out of the room, and she goes back, and she's always, so she needs a lot of time for everything.
Okay. 2 more questions and then we'll dive in. So when did you start to, like, before she went into burnout, did she have any diagnoses? Were you worried? Was there anything you were observing that was outside of what you thought was typical or healthy for your family?
Quite a long time ago already, yes. But I didn't know it be this direction, like autism. She has an autism diagnosis from September 24. When she was at the 3rd degree in school, this is the 3rd class in Switzerland, and the 3rd degree with 8 years old, she started actually in the morning not wanting to go, and she cried a lot when she had to stay there. But everyone always said, well, it's just a developing and a separation anxiety, and because she was masking very strongly, very, very good. So actually nobody noticed. And then she got like half a year later really in a kind of crisis. She also knew that the teacher would change. And this, yes, it was very hard for her. And these were already hard times when the feeling was walking on eggshells. With and she wasn't eating. It's always the same. If she's not fine, she's restricted in eating. She cannot wear different clothes, and she's like angry a lot and yes, and not able to go out of the house very well. But 1 year ago from now, she went so fine. I don't know. I was asking myself, does she have any diagnosis? No, it cannot be possible, because she was so regulated. She stayed after school with her friend and went to my mother to pick the dog, and went into the grocery store, and they ate, and she was like nearly couldn't notice anymore. And then it was school, and this made her it was really destructive for her.
Yeah. Okay. My last question, just because I have to check it with you. So I hear you saying the word constraints, and I think what you're trying to say is compulsions. Like where she has to walk up and down the stairs, or she has to control something compulsively?
Yes, she cannot turn off the lights, or when she took a shower, she cannot turn off the water.
Okay.
Maybe I
So,
used the wrong word in English.
no, that's okay. I'm trying to get a clear sense of the root cause of her struggles with you collaboratively, because some of what you're saying sounds like textbook PDA, especially like she appeared typical and then all of a sudden she's in burnout, and how it's impacting basic needs and some of her control of you and spaces. But there's also some of the descriptions, and I'm just curious, so I want you to tell me what you think. And it's important to discern the root cause, sound a little bit like OCD, right? So, like, for example, my question is, like, will she only eat what she is making because she's worried about contamination? Or is she only eating? No. Okay. And then the walking up and down the stairs, like, where do you think that's coming from?
This is a big question. We don't know. We are at a psychiatrist, we as a parent, and they don't know if it is autistic repetitive behavior.
Yeah.
So it's like
stimming
again and again, because actually most of the time she's doing this happily. She's not disturbed by that. She's running from the kitchen to the sofa and back, and she's actually, she doesn't seem to be bothered by that.
Okay.
Yesterday she had like 25 minutes up and down when she was really tired in the evening. And then I noticed maybe she's disturbed by this, because she was so tired that she couldn't go in her room to sleep. And it's like a rubber band that pulls her back.
Okay.
And with OCD, I already thought about this, but she's also not able to do things that she wants to do. Like, if she wants to, actually, she wants to leave the house for something that she likes, and she cannot go.
Yeah.
And normally she always needed a plan to know what is coming to her. She was like really bothered by this prediction error thing. Like, if she expects something and it's not like she expected it. So we have this autism diagnosis, and the psychiatrist that made the diagnosis, she's from she had education in Australia, where they know PDA very well. In Switzerland, it's not very well known. And then she said we should think about the PDA profile, if we already heard about that. And then I started to read about it, and I got to know you on social media. And then what you said and all I read, I thought, well, it's actually describing her so well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But I'm thinking again. I'm very much thinking all over this. Maybe, I already thought, is it OCD or not, or is it something else? Or actually, it fits quite well.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to check in, because the approach to PDA is distinct from OCD, and sometimes kids have both. And so it would just be a matter of discerning when and how you would push a child through like a compulsion loop versus accommodating. But let's work through the PDA lens with this. And the way I'm understanding it is she's still in burnout.
I think so, yes.
Burnout, right? So it's October, November, December, January. So it's like 5 months, which I know feels forever for you, especially when you're sleeping on a mattress in the laundry room. But it's actually, you're in the thick of it. You're in the thick of burnout right now, and you're seeing some glimmers. Like, it's great that she's engaging in transformation activities like baking and cooking. But I think the primary question I'm getting from what you've said is like, how do we live right now in this state in a way that is sustainable for the family until she reaches a less like cumulative nervous system activation and actually has a window of tolerance?
Yeah.
Because you have another daughter who's 12, you have a husband, you have yourself. So I think this leads us pretty clearly to the cost-benefit decision-making, which is a tool we can use to explore on a very granular level our decisions around boundaries, meaning what we do in response in situations like her cooking and you needing to cook, or her cooking and you needing to clean up, or bedtime walking past her room, or you sleeping in the room of your own. So the tedious part of this is that each of those would need to be examined as its own cost benefit, right? Because the answer might be different, like here we set a boundary and here we accommodate, depending on how it impacts the family system.
Yes.
But if we could do one together, I think getting practice together would help you then apply it to these other scenarios. And the key here is that the decisions you're making in burnout are not going to be exactly the same as the decisions you're making in recovery. Like
yes.
4 months from now, 5 months from now, and they're going to be even different from equilibrium in 2 years. Yeah. So I say that also to remind you that, like, even though it feels like this is forever, it won't be forever. And sounds like you're doing a great job of accommodating her. So of the 4 things I just mentioned from what you said to me, is there one of those decision points that you want to explore most?
That's a good question. Maybe going to bed and walk by her room, because this is the thing that we avoid because of the girl.
Because of your other daughter. Yeah.
As with the kitchen, I found some ways, like I let her and I talk like half an hour before. Actually, very soon I need to start cooking. And then I try to enter her space, and then she's angry and said, not now. And then I wait, and then I try again, and she said, not now. And suddenly she goes out of the room and she leaves me. And then I can cook. Sometimes I get this with her, like a window of tolerance. She can, but in the evening, so tired, actually, most of time it doesn't work. So I take this one.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna go over to our cost benefit decision making tool. And
just dropped off when we were.
What dropped off? Oh. Give me a second. We're just getting the share screen here. Okay.
I'll pop it over in a second.
All right. So let's first identify our constraints, Nadine, which are the things that you can't change in the moment that you're making the decision to walk past her room or not. Okay. So a couple constraints I've heard you say are another daughter across the hall who needs sleep.
Yes.
Your bedroom is on the right next to her room. What else would you say is a constraint? So another constraint is that your daughter is in burnout.
Yes. And I cannot be in the room before her. That's what if I'm already in my room when she's coming to her room, then it works because I'm already there.
Okay, so we're going to put that in our ideas portion, in our options of what you have control over.
Yeah.
But right now,
the constraint is that I cannot do this because I need to clean up the kitchen in the other floor. And if I do this, my older daughter, I cannot be there for her. So then I cannot come out of the room anymore.
Okay. So you need a clean kitchen and to spend time with other daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's away the whole day nearly. And in the evening, she can talk to us and, connect with us.
Okay, great. Is there anything about your husband and what he's doing at this time that would impact our decision making?
His job is to he's a piano teacher, and he returns around 9 o'clock in the evening, 3 evenings. So then I'm alone. And the other evenings, he is alone. Yes. We're not so many evenings together in the situation that someone can be with the older daughter and the other can already enter the room with a tidied kitchen.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now
to be
we're going to
perfectly tidied. You cannot imagine what a chaos you can do.
Oh, I can imagine.
Okay.
I live in this space, my friend. I am totally utterly aware of the chaos that you're dealing with, and I know how challenging it is. I do not doubt what that kitchen looks like. With no judgment, of course. So let's move on to step 2, unless you have other constraints that are popping into your head.
Actually not.
Okay, great. So step 2 is we've done our constraints, which are the things that we can't change in the moment that we're making decisions, because we're existing in the present moment in this decision making, more or less. And then we're going to move to step 2, which is to actually lay out all our potential options in terms of our behavior, meaning our options always have to do with what's under our control and our agency rather than focusing on what either your daughter does or your PDA daughter or your other daughter does. Okay, so let's start with the status quo, which is what you are doing right now.
Okay. First, I tidy up the kitchen, and then when I come up, I only go to the left side of the stairs, so I can go to the room of my older daughter or to the laundry room.
Okay. And that is at what time?
Between 9 and 10 in the evening.
And that is, she's awake during that time?
Yes. She's the latest that sleeps, I guess.
And you're going up there also to spend time with your older daughter before she falls asleep?
Yes.
So what time does your older daughter fall asleep?
10, like 10, 10:15, 10:15, 10:30.
Okay, so would it be accurate to say that you spend like 10, like 9:45 to 10:15 with the older daughter, or do you spend more time than that?
More, I think. So she asks me to lie with her in the bed, and we read both in our books. So sometimes an hour or a half. It depends.
Okay. And then you can't walk across even if your PDA daughter's asleep, or is she still awake?
Well, she's still awake. If she's asleep, it's possible, but she falls asleep midnight or something.
Okay.
So she's always awake when we fall asleep. She always is listening to stories, like, yes, another word, like books.
Podcasts or books on tape?
Podcasts, yeah, podcasts.
Yeah. Books on tape definitely dates me.
Yeah, podcasts. And I have the lights to put off with an app, and also the Spotify I can put off from my phone. So I do a timer, like when I fall asleep at 11, in 1 hour, it's also off at her.
Okay. Great. Okay, so let's start tweaking, and we're going to explore everything that's possibly under your control. And if I don't come up with something, we can always add it.
Sure.
Okay, so we're just going to explore. So let's say the first option would be don't tidy up kitchen, but still do the rest. Still go to the left side of the stairs, to laundry room, and spend time with your older daughter.
Mhm.
So that would be number 2. Option number 3, don't tidy up kitchen and don't go to the left side of the stairs until, or you could go earlier, or you could go later, or you could go not at all, like not seeing your older daughter. Just
Yes, I could go before the PDAer goes in the room, so I could like go before the younger girl, but then I cannot come out.
go up to visit or be with older daughter before PDA daughter goes upstairs.
Yes.
Okay. Tidy up kitchen, but don't visit with older daughter. Go to the right side when desired.
Yes.
You could do tidy up kitchen and visit older daughter, and then go to right side when you are done.
Yes.
You could not tidy up kitchen, visit older daughter earlier, but still go to your room when PDA daughter is awake. Yeah, and the first one includes you sleeping somewhere else, correct?
Yes.
The status quo.
Yeah.
Mom sleeps in laundry room or daughter's room.
Yes.
The second one, would that include the same thing? Mom sleeps in laundry room?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 4, would that be mom sleeps in her own room? Mom sleeps in her own room. In her own room. Okay. Is there any other option that you can think of that's under your control of your behavior?
No.
No other option?
But we could sleep. We could sleep downstairs on the sofa, but that's the same thing like going to the left.
Yeah.
It's actually the same.
I think we want to explore you sleeping in your room versus
Yeah,
not.
or not.
Yeah. Perfect.
Say so.
Okay, so we have 6 possibilities. And we can pick 2 that seem appealing to compare to one another and just examine the impact on the nervous systems of everyone in the family.
Yes.
So we can start with the status quo, what you're doing now, and compare it to another idea, or we can pick 2 brand new ideas and compare them to each other.
No, we can take the status quo and take one option, I think, to compare.
Okay, so of 2 through 6, the options 2 through 6, which one looks like something you would want to examine together?
The thing that I go up, I tidy the kitchen, go upstairs, and I have some time with my older daughter, and then I try to go in my room. That's actually how I would like to do it, actually.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. So
Because
we're going to
eating breakfast with this kitchen is not possible.
Yeah. So we have cleaning up the kitchen in both.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So option 1 is what you're already doing, which is to tidy up the kitchen, go to the left side of the stairs to the laundry room or the room of your older daughter, spend time with your older daughter for about an hour, but then you would end up sleeping in the laundry room or your non-PDA daughter's room.
Yes, as she wishes, because sometimes she's afraid when the PDAer is getting angry in the evening, when, for example, my husband's coming home late then, and she hears him entering and that he's tidying something again or move something, then she starts screaming. And then my older daughter is afraid, and then she's sometimes very happy if I sleep at her place, because she's like afraid, or if she cannot sleep, she's stressed.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I sleep there. Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so for option 2, the one we're experimenting with this cost-benefit method would be still tidy up the kitchen, still take the time to visit the older daughter, but then go to the right side of the upstairs area when you're finished visiting with the daughter, and then you get to sleep in your own room.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to look at this with complete neutrality and objectivity and just see what each option does to each member of your family's nervous systems. And then we can compare the two and get a little more clarity without all the overwhelm and emotions that we feel in these situations.
Yes.
Okay, does that sound good?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, awesome. So option number 1. What is the cost to your PDA daughter's nervous system of what you're currently doing? So we want to put it into categories of, is it no cost, low cost, medium cost, or high cost?
Low cost.
Low, did you say, or no?
Low.
Low. Okay.
Because
Great.
she hears me tidying up the kitchen, she doesn't like it.
Yeah, so there is some cost, but it's low.
But not a big, because she accepts some when I have to do it.
Great. Okay, and is there a benefit to your PDA daughter's nervous system?
Yes.
Would you say that's low, medium, or high?
Medium.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about your nervous system of what you're currently doing. So what would you say the cost to your nervous system is of taking the time to tidy up the kitchen, going to the left to spend time with your daughter, but then not sleeping in your own room, but because of that, not having a big meltdown?
The cost for me.
Yeah.
In the short run, low, but in the longer run, it's medium.
Okay, so
medium or high. It depends on how much pain I have.
Yeah, let's flesh that out a little bit. So of doing this, so like from my perspective, from what you've said, and I want you to correct me, tidying up the kitchen is like a bonus for your nervous system, or a bare minimum. So that's yay.
Yes. Yes.
Spending time with your daughter is a yay.
Yes.
Or maybe it's stressful. I don't know.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. And then there's a big cost from not sleeping in your own room.
Yeah.
Right? But I want to understand how that all plays out to you. because for some moms, right, like for me, sleep is huge. Like this would be a very high cost to me. And I'm less dysregulated by mess than some other moms, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to understand you specifically, like, would it be low, medium, or high of this continuing this option? Yeah, to you. Medium. Okay, awesome. And is there a benefit to your nervous system of this approach?
Yes, also medium, because I can tidy up and I can have time with my daughter.
Without the big meltdown.
Yeah, without a big meltdown.
To worry about your other daughter's sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about, do we want to talk about dad in this equation?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so for this first option, what you're both doing now, what is the cost to your husband's nervous system of you're tidying up the kitchen, you're spending time with your older daughter, but then you're not sleeping in the bed together?
Yes. For him, it's
you're also preventing the big meltdown.
For him, it's higher than for me.
Okay. So would you say high or medium or?
Yes.
Sorry, say again?
Medium. I think also medium, but harder. Yes.
Okay. Is there a benefit to your husband's nervous system of this approach that you're taking?
Yes, a little bit also. Yes. Yes. Maybe also medium.
You tell me, because I don't know your husband.
Yes,
so like,
yes, I'm just thinking.
For example, some husbands are going to be more, there's going to be a bigger benefit to their nervous system to not have to hear the big meltdown and worry about their other daughter, whereas another husband there might be more benefit to have you sleeping in the bed with them for their nervous system. So thinking about like him specifically, in this particular scenario, the impact.
But he can also not go to the bedroom, so he's in the same situation. I would say benefit is low. He's very it doesn't like the tidying up of the kitchen is the big mess is very much it's not so well for his nervous system.
Great. So you cleaning it up would be a benefit, and there's going to be that in both scenarios.
Yeah, and it's quicker, and I'm not so affected by that. I just do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good thing in both things we're examining, the kitchen is clean. So we won't worry about that being too impactful for him and his sensory input. Okay. So let's talk about your 12-year-old and the current status quo. What is the cost to her nervous system of you spending time tidying up, going up to spend at least an hour with her, and then staying on the left side of the upper part of the house to prevent yelling, screaming, and her being kept up by noise from a meltdown?
Low cost.
Okay. And
because if she moves too much and she does too much things and walking around, it's also a risk that she's yelling. So she's also a little bit dominated.
Constrained. Yeah,
but she can move. She can move more freely than us.
Okay. Now, of what you're doing currently, what level of benefit to your 12-year-old daughter's nervous system is there? High. Okay, great. We got through option 1. Now we're just going to toggle over to option 2, which is an option that we're considering. Okay, so option 2 is tidy up the kitchen, visit the older daughter as you normally do on the left side, but then when you're done and ready, you decide to cross over to the right side and sleep in your own room. Now let's look at what the cost to your PDAer's nervous system would be of that decision. High?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any benefit
No.
to your PDAer's nervous system?
No.
Okay. Now, what about your nervous system? Keeping in mind that this decision will likely result in a meltdown, which doesn't mean it's the wrong decision. We're just seeing it with clear eyes.
Yes. For me, the cost is medium because of the meltdown, but the cost of not sleeping in my bed is away.
Yeah. So benefit, would you say that's also medium, or would you say that's high because you get to sleep in your own bed and have your own agency?
No, medium because the benefit is not so high because of the meltdown.
Got it. Okay. Now let's
or
talk
maybe low because the meltdown. Yeah, it depends on the screaming.
Yeah, it just depends. Like for me, sleep is so important. It might be higher to be able to sleep in my own bed, but
the problem is I cannot sleep if she yells. So the sleep is not better.
And how the yelling last?
Yes.
How long does the yelling usually last?
It depends. If she gets really mad about that, half an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To an hour, it depends how we react also and how much nervous system capacity we still have.
Yeah. So 30 to 60 minutes of screaming. I've been
there.
No,
not 30 minutes. 60, it's not 30. It feels maybe like 60, but 60 is actually, and it's not constant screaming. It's again and again.
Yeah. Okay. So that's super hard. The reason these decisions might look different in recovery is that her response to that boundary might be more like 5 to 10 minutes of that.
Yes,
right?
Or just one saying no, go out of the room, and if I don't do it, nothing anymore.
Yeah, eventually we want to get there. So we're just tuning into what's true right now to help our decision making.
Some days it is like this, but most of the days it's different.
Yeah, okay, so we'll go with the average response. Now let's talk about dad. So imagine we are tidying up the kitchen. We're doing the same thing to visit our older daughter on the left side, but then you and he are deciding when you want to move over to your side of the upstairs to sleep in your own bed. And there will be about a 30-minute off and on yelling meltdown. So what would you say the cost to dad's nervous system is of that option?
Medium.
Okay. Benefit.
Also medium.
Okay. Now, what about your 12-year-old? Cost to her nervous system of you choosing option number 2 and moving to the other side of the upstairs?
High.
And benefit?
No benefit.
Okay. Great work. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to first look at option 1, what you've been doing, and compare the costs and benefits for each person. We'll do the same for option 2, and then we'll look at things clearly across these 2 possibilities. Okay, so again, status quo: tidy up the kitchen, go to the left side of the stairs, spend time with the older daughter. Mom sleeps in laundry room or daughter's room. There is a net benefit to PDAer's nervous system. There is what's called a wash, or a canceling out of the cost and benefit for mom's nervous system. There is a net cost to dad's nervous system and a net benefit to this 12-year-old daughter, the non-PDA daughter.
Seems
Now,
quite well balanced.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. We're often choosing between two really crappy options because no matter what, people are impacted, right?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
we're just trying to do the best we can within the constraints that we face. Okay, option 2 is same thing, but mom's sleeping in her own bed and dad doing that as well, likely resulting in a 30-minute meltdown. Cost to PDAer's nervous system of this choice is a net cost. It is a wash for mom, a wash for dad, and a net cost for your other daughter, the 12-year-old. All right, so let's look at these clearly. And what we see is that option 1, what you're doing right now, is a net benefit to both your daughters, but it's a wash to your nervous system and a net cost to husband. Now, trying this new thing where you sleep in your own room at this stage is a net cost to both your daughters and a wash for both of your nervous systems.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how this is landing for you, what you're seeing, what you're feeling.
Yeah, that's why it's just that's the reason why I don't do the other option. Actually, it feels for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, often our intuition is right, but it feels wrong because when we lay out the facts,
I think it helps me. It helps me to go through status quo a little bit longer.
Okay.
Because it feels well balanced, actually. Because everyone tired late in the evening, no one wants to have a meltdown. And everybody wants to sleep because my sleep is more affected. If she has a meltdown, like my nervous system is so activated that I cannot fall asleep for 2 or 3 hours because the adrenaline is still in my body. So if I sleep in the laundry room, it's not so comfortable, but my nervous system is
Relax.
easy, is relaxed. Thank you. So I can fall asleep, and I sleep my 7 hours. And if she has a meltdown, I never know when it stops. My heart is beating like this, so the adrenaline doesn't let me sleep until morning 2 or something. So it's better to have a little bit uncomfortable room, but I can sleep.
Yeah. So 2 things we can do from here. So it sounds like option 1, you want to keep experimenting with.
Yes.
So one thing that can be helpful, Nadine, is that we could give ourselves a timeline of like, okay, I'm going to stick with the status quo for the next 2 months.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go back to this cost benefit method and I'm going to do it again and see if we're ready to try option 2.
Yeah. Or what I think is maybe like once in a week or once every second week, and in a day where the older daughter doesn't have an exam the next day, or it's weekend so she can sleep, that we just try if it's still like this.
Love it. Yeah, that like a little litmus test, a little test each week to see like, oh, usually the meltdowns are 30 minutes, but lately they've only been like 5 to 10 and it doesn't impact me and my daughter too much.
The PDA daughter, I told her when my husband was like really upset about not sleeping in our room one evening, and the next day I told her that this made him a little bit upset, and then she said, well, but the last 2 evenings I didn't say anything. And then I said, yes, we didn't go into our room, that's why you didn't say anything. And the other one said, well, maybe sometimes we just have to try, maybe it stopped.
And
I don't think so, but actually try it every week once when it's weekend and we all can sleep in the morning.
I love it. I love that idea. Then the last thing, so the exercise we just did, and we can toggle it off if Jake can do that so I can see your face more closely. And he might be with my younger son and not paying attention because we have a child in burnout who controls us as well.
I can imagine.
There he goes. The other thing we can think about, so there's this method is, it can feel sort of like tactical or like perfunctory, like we're going through these steps, but part of its magic is to help facilitate radical acceptance of like, this is what is right now. It's not your fault. It's not her fault, right? It's not going to be forever, but right now, these are the constraints you face, and this is the reality of her burnout and cumulative nervous system stress. So can we, without judgment of ourselves, allow ourselves to relax into, okay, like in this season of our lives together, I'm going to be sleeping in the laundry room. Yeah. And it's going to be a good story 10 years from now. And you're going to, be in bed with your husband and be like, remember when we did that? Like, even now in my life, I have so many of those stories with my husband of like, remember when we did this to get through that period? So I wonder if there's anything, I don't know if I lost you, my friend. If there's anything you could think of to make the laundry room more comfortable for you. I think we may have lost Nadine. And if we did, apologies, Nadine, but it was a pleasure to speak with you. It's our first person that we've ever had from Switzerland. And I hope that in experimenting with radically accepting where we are right now, and for the next 2 months, continuing the status quo without guilt or judgment of ourselves, then she can re-examine the cost-benefit decision-making in 2 months and have those little trials on the nights that her other daughter doesn't have to get up early. So thank you to Nadine from Switzerland for being so vulnerable and sharing with all of us families her experience with a PDA daughter in burnout. And apologies for those of you here live for the technical difficulties we've had. It's one of those days, but I always love being here with you, and we will see you again soon. All right, everybody, have a good day.